Okay, this is Orlando Wilson, and what I want to talk about in this video, I want to answer a question somebody sent me about training. And they're asking about weapons training. What weapons training should you have if you're in the close protection business, etc.? What weapons are most used, and just general questions about that type of thing. Okay, weapons training. In the close protection business, sadly, a lot of people put an emphasis on firearms training, self-defense training, and totally ignore things that's required, like counter surveillance, planning, preparation, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot more important things you need to consider apart from weapons training and self-defense training. Yes, they have applications. Self-defense training to me is essential, but it needs to be learned in combination with other things. If you think the close protection business is all about getting into fights and violence, etc., you've got the wrong mindset to start with. All right, back on topic. Let's work down the scale. Firearms training, learning how to use carbines, assault rifles, etc., AKs, ARs. You know what? I've written about this in other places, and I've spoken about this before. If you're getting firearms training, you need to be getting firearms training which is relevant to what you're going to be doing. I see a lot of guys and girls running around on hostile environment, close protection courses with AKs and ARs, etc. But these days, where the hell are you going to use them? In the days of Iraq, well, mass employment in Iraq and Afghanistan, yeah, guys and girls were using AKs and ARs. But these days, there's very, very, very few places or few contracts you'll actually be legally carrying ARs and AKs. Even in the United States, and again, the security business is licensed in the United States. Firearms for security in most states are licensed separately, even concealed weapons permits. In most places, I know for a fact the state of Florida, yes, security guards, close protection personnel, can get a license for, will qualify with an AR-15. But again, that firearm can only be used on government contracts. You're not legally going to be able to use that looking after clients. You need to get a serious waiver. So this is where you're very, very limited on where you can use AKs, ARs, assault rifles. We're not even going to talk about sniper rifles. So again, it's one of the things. It's cool, they look cool, they sell courses, but in reality, there's not much relevance. Shotguns. To me, shotguns, if you're in the security business, you should understand shotguns. Understands the different types of shots, how the shot behaves in different barrels, with chokes, etc. And I remember I posted something on social media a while back now, and I had two guys, I think it's cops out of Australia, surprise, surprise, pop up and say, yeah, shotguns are overkill, nobody uses shotguns, etc. Just banter, BS banter. One of them popped up on a few of my posts, another social media expert that was just exposing himself as knowing shit. And they said, well, shotguns are irrelevant. You know what, maybe in Australia, but internationally, I'm talking my experience, Africa, Latin America, Caribbean. I mean, shotguns are the most prevalent firearm in security. Read my articles and I detail why they're very, very prevalent. But in most places, you're going to come across shotguns. So you need to understand shotguns. I've come across, well, a lot of these hostile environment security courses, they don't even touch shotguns. So this is where these courses, accredited courses, generally coming out of the UK, where firearms, most people ain't got a clue about firearms. Even most military guys don't have that much, even though they think they're experts, they're not really experts. People are doing these courses coming out of the military, they never touched a shotgun, which is generally, from my experience, the most prevalent firearm you're going to come across in the security business. Okay, cutting down pistols. Pistols are essential. You need to know how to use a pistol properly. With our courses from 0 to 100 meters. If you don't think you're capable, and again, this is another one. A lot of the experts pop up. Oh, you can't shoot out to 100 meters with a pistol. We do it on our courses where we have the range, have the space. So yes, you can. And this is where I've had people say, well, if you need to shoot out to 100 meters, you use an assault rifle. Okay, where are you getting the assault rifle? In most places, assault rifles, AR-15s, AKs, are banned for close protection self-defense. You're going to have to use a pistol or a shotgun. So where people are going to be finding ARs and AKs in most places, I haven't got a clue. But in their tiny minds, I take it they've seen it on some video somewhere, or they were in the military where they had an AK and an AR or whatever and a pistol. You know what? The world's not the military. So learning how to use pistols properly is essential. Now on to what can be classed as non-lethal weapons, but all weapons are lethal. Impact weapons. Yes, learn to use impact weapons. Where legal, in some places you need to be certified to carry an asp, a baton, etc. I'm not too big on the extendable batons because they take space to extend. I was in the state of Florida for how many years? Too long. Under their concealed weapons permit, you can carry billy clubs. I carried occasionally, sometimes maybe, what can be classed as a kosh, a billy club, a sprung billy club, and also SAPs, S-A-P-S, if you want to Google them. And again, to me, they're small, they're compact, they're very good for controlling people. But with all impact weapons, you have to be very careful, because you hit somebody in the head, you hit them in the wrong place, you can do serious damage. Impact weapons. As far as tasers are concerned, yes, if it's all you can carry, no worries. But the thing is with me and tasers, sometimes they don't work. I'm not hot on any electronic non-lethal weapons, because if you have a power failure or malfunction, you're screwed. Thing is, with a lot of the taser, the stun guns, you have to get close to somebody to use them. Pepper spray, sure, where it's legal and you can carry it. Some places you need a permit to carry it. Some places like UK, it's classed as, I think it's classed the same as an AK-47, so it's completely illegal. If you're buying pepper spray, if you're using pepper spray, buy 2 of whatever you're buying or considering carrying and test them. See how the actual spray comes out. Does it come out in little squirts or does it come out in a fog? Generally, you want the foggers. And I know how many people that's carrying pepper spray, if they needed to use it, one, they wouldn't be able to deploy it, and they don't know, they'd most probably end up pepper spraying themselves rather than pepper spraying somebody else. Now, I'm big on, again, our self-defense courses when we run them, on improvised weapons. To me, if you can improvise, you understand how to improvise weapons, improvise everyday objects as weapons, you're never unarmed. You're always armed. And this is where a lot of people don't understand. The close protection business, especially internationally, is generally unarmed. Why? You cannot travel with firearms. You cannot, most places, knives are completely banned. If you cut somebody up, even in self-defense, you've got big problems, you're going to jail. So this is where you have to understand the laws of self-defense, use of force, what weapons you're carrying, and ensure whatever you're doing is legal. In a lot of places, if you, even from an unarmed perspective, if somebody attacks you and you hurt them seriously, you're going to jail. You hit them, their head bounces off the curb, bounces off the pavement, you kill them, you give them brain damage, I mean, you've got huge problems. So the emphasis with self-defense, to me, is avoidance. Self-defense skills are essential, but the emphasis needs to be on planning, preparation, situational awareness, counter-surveillance, and avoiding the problems. So out of all that, I would say, if you're starting off the close protection business, understanding self-defense, unarmed self-defense is essential, as with improvised weapons. Everything else can fall into place later. So, I hope that's a little bit of advice and answer the question. So, in the meantime, be good, stay safe, and as always, try to stay out of trouble.